Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the practice log. Whoa. So we're going to do things a little bit different today, because I don't have a whole lot of time this morning, and I want to reserve most of my practice for after my teaching tonight. If you're watching this the same day, it's a Tuesday right now, but it's been a while since I've done a practice log. I've been reacting to a lot of other people's practice results. I think it's time for me to practice a bit. So I wanted to just get this out there and just talk to you a bit about what I'm working on, and hopefully share some things that you can bring to your practice, because I have some interesting stuff for today. I just got out of a lesson with Brandon, and we talked mainly about the sore Mozart variations, and there's some stuff with phrasing that I really wasn't doing for him, but after just a few examples, it made it really clear to me. And we'll get into that in a second. That's for this week. The main focus for the next lesson that's coming up this Sunday is I'm going to have the Schubert. He taught me how to pronounce it. He noticed in one of my videos that I just called it the Schubert, and the first thing he asked me in this lesson was, "Do you know how to pronounce the piece you're working on?" And I told him that that would be my downfall as a guitarist. You have to learn how to pronounce your music. Yeah, so here it is. It's Lob der Trennen. Lob der Trennen. There we go. Let me know how I did. But I have been working on that. I've worked like almost through the first page. It's not like super amazing yet. But before I present it to him, I want it to be something where we don't need to like talk about like how to actually play it. And we can't have an actual discussion about the music. One of the big focuses in the sore Mozart variations is the ending, the last variation. I want to show you some examples of what I'm talking about. Because basically I played it for him. I just kind of went through it, you know. Which, you know, to the lesser informed, that might sound like kind of fine, like maybe a little sloppy in some parts, but like the notes are there. But little did you know, that actually kind of sucked, and I'm going to show you why. I'm actually going to show you also using an example. Sorry to butcher names again, but this is a recording of the sore Mozart variations from Xavier Diaz Latour. I'm so sorry, man. I don't know. Brandon said that this is a recording from his teacher that he put out somewhat recently, 2024. I know by pop music standards that's like an eternity, but you know, these are classical recordings. This is brand new. So, you know, go and check that out. And he has a very nice recording of it. After our lesson, I went back and listened to this, and especially the finale, and you can really hear how the ending is being phrased. So I'm just going to go ahead and play it and just kind of point out the stuff I'm talking about. Here we go. You hear like that, like, it's not just... that whole thing. So much time taken on that A sharp, right? Like, all with the arpeggios going on in the background. So it's like, you have to shape the melody and also kind of have everything else sort of act as like just backup. You know, you're not just playing the notes one at a time as written on the page, but you're looking at the melody. Everything under the melody should just sort of like follow it, you know? Like, so much time taken on that. Before, I would play it like this. Where it's just so fast. And then the end. Same thing there. You know, like, time taken there. And because before how I was playing, it was like this. Where I would just jump right from it. But it can be. So that is the kind of work that needs to be done with that. And I find that in giving it more time, it also makes it easier because things are less like congested. So I'm automatically right now kind of playing it on like hard mode because it's so much easier to just like let the thing breathe. So that's the next layer that we've kind of uncovered on that one, and I'll need to work on that for the next few weeks or so, and then we can uncover the next layer, whatever that is. There's that. I'm working on similar stuff with the fugue right now. Those are the two main big pieces, and then we have that new Schubert piece Lob der Tränen. How about this, actually, because I feel like I've been depriving you guys. I'll quickly play what I have. It's not going to be great, though. This is going to be reminiscent of, like, old sore hands where I would just, like, play 2 bars for you, and it kind of sucked. Not to be confused with new sore hands where I play you entire pieces, and it kind of sucks. But here's what I got of that one. I played through the rest of that. I need to just work it out more, and there's no point in me just playing crappy guitar music for you. That's like an interesting topic with classical guitar and classical musicians in general. Generally, anyone I've talked to, you never ever present things before they're ready. And kind of the whole statement of this channel was just, I'm never ready. I'm just presenting stuff way before they're ever ready. Like, you wouldn't even make a YouTube channel before, like, being, like, stage ready, like, probably after my master's degree. But, you know, it's been a fun process. It's interesting looking back at the beginning and seeing how I was playing, and I feel I've just completely changed since then. Just the amount of rep that I have memorized, and also just my general, like, technique. I didn't even use rest strokes back then. I was just free stroking. So yeah, I put in a lot of hours. It's cool to see the process too. Yeah, but that's what we have. So what I say, we take the rest of this time to answer a comment question or two, and then we go ahead and wrap up this practice log. In the next practice log, I'll play more of the Schubert for you, and it'll be better. I'll have put like 5 or so hours into it, and you'll kind of see like basically what I'm going to present to Brandon. There are thousands of comments, and this is like a really popular question that's been asked, at least on Instagram. The Gorilla 100 Men question. And though no one's asked it, I do have an answer for it because I was thinking about it this morning. Because the general consensus is, and I'm sorry, I'll get to some music questions after this, but it's just irritating that the general consensus to this is that there's no way 100 Men would win. And I completely disagree with that. And I think if you're thinking that, you are not thinking in strategy. So I want to lay down a few like ground rules first. I'm assuming that I have, like, soldiers who have been, like, training to be warriors for at least, like, a year or so. They've been going through, like, training. They can at least do 16 pull-ups, if you know what I'm saying. So, like, 100, like, fine men. And if we're talking about no weapons, I assume they're just, like, naked. There's only one way I can actually see them killing the gorilla, and it's through suffocation, like, choking. We have to put the gorilla in some sort of situation where we're able to actually suffocate it. Here's how I'd segment my men. 3 groups of 30, and then 1 group of 10. With the 3 groups of 30, the first one would lock arms, like this, like by the elbows, and then the other 2 would lock hands. And I would want the first group locking arms to surround the gorilla, which I know what you're saying, like the gorilla can just like punch through a wall of people so easily. And I think if you are saying that, you're underestimating that the gorilla, even though it is much stronger than all these people, it's still a living creature that has like survival instincts. And if you see something even like way smaller than you that seems like kind of psychotic and like it doesn't care about life, that's scary, you know? So that's why I need these people to be soldiers specifically. Like they need to look the gorilla and just be cold, just cold killers, and they will walk towards the gorilla without showing any sign of fear. And if they're able to do that, I think that we can actually pull this off. So the first group locking arms will surround the gorilla and try as best they can to get its arms under there. It's not a big deal if they don't, because the next group that's locking hands will do the same thing, wrapping around, and the next group locking hands again will do the same thing. And their whole purpose will be to stop the body from moving and just expose the head under all that. Finally, the last 10 men that I have, they are going to crawl on top one by one, and they will wrap their leg around the neck of the gorilla and squeeze, and then once one of them gets like killed by the gorilla, if that happens, the next one comes up and we have 10 opportunities to kill it. I think as long as the men are well-trained warriors that have that like cold killer instinct, I think we should be fine. I think the gorilla has a pretty bad chance in that situation. So that's my answer. Nobody asked. I wanted to answer it though because I've been thinking about it. Oh, where's the Giacomo? Is that how you pronounce his name? Giacomo? I said Giacomo the first time. Well, how about this? Post in the comments, which one do you want first? The Giacomo or the Guthrie Govan video? I have one of them filmed. It's coming out tomorrow. Oh man, this would be a dream come true, but this one's from Taco John. What's up, Taco John? Can we please get you to buy one of those really crappy $200 electric guitar starter packs with a crappy Strat, poop can, amp, and beginner learn to play book, and have you try to learn some basic electric riffs? I'm not gonna buy that because, I don't know, man, I feel like I could convince one of those brands to like just give me one, and if they do, I will make a complete mockery of it. My dream is to get them to send me one just as like, can you review this guitar? Like, maybe they don't know a whole lot about my channel, and then I would review it. I want to say I would destroy it at the end. I'd probably just donate it or something. Aw, what a sweetheart, right? I don't even know if I would donate that, though. I feel like that would do the world a disservice, having another young child learn electric guitar. I'll change it out with nylon strings. They can learn Polyphia if they want. Alright, you know what? I think we talked enough about music in the beginning that I think we can wrap it up here. Sorry about the stupid questions and answers, but, you know, whatever. If you made it this far, be sure to subscribe and leave a like. Of course, look out for that video tomorrow on the topic that I said. So if you want some guitar lessons, email in the description. There's a wait list right now. Feel free to state your case, and I'll read it, and I'll let you know when something opens up. Only giving hour-long weekly lessons right now. Sorry. Unless you have a really good case to state for bi-weekly. You can always negotiate. That's always a thing. It's just easier for my schedule. Of course, there's the Patreon. I'm not doing anything on Patreon now, but you can just give me money anyways if you want. But, you know, maybe wait for me to announce, like, some kind of meeting. There's the OutSchool link. You know where that is in the description. Head on down over to Rootin's Delight for some merch. I'll see you in the next one.